They were my turtles and I named them after Renaissance painters.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is?
Hello there, it is I, the Geordie Nerd, and I am back again with another video. Today, it is another retro reaction to my favourite cartoon series, maybe second favourite, tied with Batman the Animated Series, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1987. I was one when this came out, one. But I remember as a kid, sat down on a Saturday morning, watching stuff like this, a big bowl of cereal, and life was just great. Okay, there was never a problem. You just sat and you watched the Turtles kick some butt. So yeah, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to start watching it. If people do react to this well, then obviously I will definitely keep it going, but I don't want to flog a dead horse, so I'm not going to push it if people don't enjoy it. So let's just watch it and get into it, and let's see what happens.
Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That is so iconic, man, that music. It's my ringtone on my phone, okay? And I can barely hear it because it's so quiet, but I'm not changing it. I mean, people still walk around looking like that to this day, so there's no difference, really. It's like the bonus stage of Streets of Rage, Street Fighter, where you've got to beat the shit out of the car. Perfect.
So baffling that even we city dwellers sit up.
Oh, I had such a crush on this character when I was a kid, like ridiculously, ridiculously bad. Like, I think as a kid I had like 3 of the same action figure. They're not dolls, they're action figures of April O'Neil, because I loved the character so much. My favourite character was obviously Raphael and Casey Jones, but I had a crush on April. Oh, she was my first love.
4 reverse flux polarity indicators and 1 parabolic sine wave generator.
And what does all that equipment do?
Stuff.
I have absolutely no idea.
But although the missing goods are
They stolen it, but I don't know what it does.
Look at this rope. This can only be the work of ninjas.
And how can you tell that from the rope, Professor?
Well, look for yourself. It's made in Japan.
Well, I know because I'm a scientist. Oh, also it says made in Japan.
Ninjas, a 1,000-year-old clan.
So, basically everything that most people own is made by ninjas then. Wicked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my PlayStation was made by ninjas. Wicked.
April O'Neil, Happy Hour News. Back to you, Jeff.
She's definitely the reason behind why I've got such a thing for redheads. it's April O'Neil.
We're the news.
James Avery. Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is Shredder. And now I was like 25 when I realised that. That wasn't that long ago. I mean, it looks like it was, I'll be honest. But I was 25. I was like, Uncle Phil's the Shredder. Just amazing. And that voice is so iconic as well. Like, that is super villain voice work right there.
I think I left the iron on in my apartment.
I just remember roller.
Now, I can't remember that guy's name, but he does a lot of voice work. He's pretty much the voice of my childhood. And his name escapes us, but he's got his own podcast, and the guy is just a lovely bloke. Like, from what I've heard of other people say, and from his podcast, he's done a lot of cartoon characters. And do you know what it is? My mind is going blank, but your favourite cartoon character from the 80s and 90s, that guy was the voice, I can guarantee it.
Derby's on TV tonight? We got a message for you from the big boss man.
From the big boss man. Oh god, I would not be going into the sewers like. Oh, watch the wall there, April.
Hey, watch you with that thing, pal.
There you go, that's the voice again. When I was a kid, right, and I'll admit this, I did prefer Leonardo because he was the leader, and in my head he was cool being the leader, and he had the double katanas. But as you get older, you realise that it's Raphael who's the fucking cool one, not the leader. Like, Raphael's just proper angry all the time, and he just likes to kick some butt, and I was like, yeah, that's the cool guy. It's like when you love Batman the most, but then you finally read the Punisher comics, you're like, okay, the Punisher is definitely badass.
Whoa, weird looking dudes. Yeah, and they dress funny too.
I don't know who you are, but thanks. You're not human.
Don't worry, whoa, it's just a mask. That was so bad. I like the Turtles movies for what they are. The second one is definitely a lot more Turtles than the first, and the redesign of the Turtles is a lot more better than the first. But that was a meme in itself. And I mean, there was a lot of animations done about it as well. And I remember watching it on YouTube, there was just like this whole long cut of like, whoa, it's just a mask, and then he pulls it off and his face is even weirder. But yeah, that I don't know why, but that just kind of reminded us of that for some reason. For all the wrong reasons.
You're turtles.
Yep, so we are.
At least they're not her turtles. That was some bad moves. They were my turtles and I named them after Renaissance painters. That's my impression of him. Megan Fox.
I can't handle this.
I remember as a kid, like, do you know, before the internet, where people could tell you that, like, Dolph Lundgren was their uncle and stuff, and, well, you had no choice other than to be like, oh, okay, because you couldn't be like, just give it a googs and be like, fucking hell, Lenny there, tattooed of his arse, his uncle. I remember there was, like, a theory going around that the only reason this happens is because April O'Neil hurts herself. I don't know if it's because she banged her head against that wall, but, like, she hurts herself and then everything else is just like a hallucination because she's in a coma. And like, I can't remember who said it. Was a kid at school. I must have been about 16 at the time, and he was like, oh yeah, you not heard of this theory? And this is when, for me anyway, I got the internet for the first time. When I googled it, I was like, well, that's a load of shit in it. But yeah, Dolph Lundgren is Lenny's uncle though. Yeah, he works at the corner shop when he's not making He-Man and shit.
I don't believe this.
I wish he'd stop doing that.
I mean, imagine that. You walk into the sewer, you find 4 giant turtles, you're like, holy shit, and then a giant rat offers you some tea. She's on all the drugs.
Pizza time!
Pizza time. Pizza time.
Hamato Yoshi was their Shidoshi, teacher of the warrior ways of enlightenment. Yoshi.
I'm pretty sure also in the new Turtles movie, there's a scene where the rat is copying its master learning Kung Fu. Just no explanation behind it. It doesn't already have the mutagen. It's just doing fucking Kung Fu. It's like, also, like, I have a collapsible spine. Fucking hell. I'm an idiot. It's just so many bad choices that movie made, man. My God. Turtles were just drinking the ooze.
So Hamato Yoshi found the turtles covered with goo.
Bingo. You get the feeling all this is starting to lead somewhere?
I 3.
It was a powerful mutagen. It caused whoever touched it to take on the form of whatever animal they had most recently been in contact with.
So, if that's the case, why didn't he turn into a turtle? Because he was holding the turtles.
Turtles started becoming human. They had most recently been with Yoshi. But Yoshi had most recently been with...
The turtles. Because that's the last thing he touched. It was the turtles though, wasn't it?
I know that, you idiots.
I mean, that voice.
Did they look like reptiles?
I didn't get such a good look, you know?
Get out, you cretin! They could have been turtles. I must know.
Another problem with the film is, I'm going to keep going back to the film, and I probably shouldn't. Michael Bay had a total different person playing the Shredder, and because of fan outrage, rightly so, it was William Fichtner, I believe, was going to be the original Shredder, and then at the last minute they changed it, so literally the real Shredder had very little dialogue, and they obviously didn't build him up. So that was another issue, but I think they kind of rectified that a little bit in the second one. The second film is definitely better than the first. And this is where they get the iconic outfits from.
Here's looking at you, kid.
He's looking at you, kid.
Ninja shoe repairs?
Ninja video rentals?
Ninja dent?
Oh, video rentals. Remember Blockbusters when you used to go at the weekend, get a DVD? A DVD? It wasn't even a DVD, Paul. It was a video. Yeah, that big boxy thing. You used to watch a video at the weekends with your parents or your friends. Oh, that was back in the day, man. The good old days. And now it's just like, oh yeah, let's just watch everything on Netflix. I miss Blockbuster.
I blame myself. I should not have sent a punk to do a ninja's job.
The design for Shredder is amazing. Like, I love that. The suit is just so iconic. Like, the toys I had of Shredder, I'm pretty sure there was one where, like, the blades shot off as well. And I literally had all the toys for that. I had the sewers, I had the car, I had the blimp, I had all the turtles, the rat, everything. And I also had the He-Man stuff as well. And I used to, like, create my own stories where He-Man came into the Turtles world and they didn't understand who he was, so they fought. But then they eventually become friends. And He-Man and his friends and the Turtles fought against Shredder. I'm such a nerd. Oh, God, I just felt my virginity just regrow back there. But do you know what it is? I was a kid and I enjoyed myself, and that is what's important. And I also want to see that He-Man / Turtles crossover now.
Hey, look, an Acme Technologies digital video transceiver.
This is big league gear. Whoa, who's the dude with
Who's
the
the
metal
dude?
face?
They are the turtles. Hamato Yoshi's turtles. They must not discover my Technodrome. All foot, return to the Technodrome at once.
They must not discover the Technodrome. All foot, get back to the Technodrome. I wonder what that is.
Where's that?
It can only be one way. Down.
I love that. I love that line of dialogue. They must not discover the Technodrome. Foot, get back to the Technodrome. That's terrible. It's hilarious though. Oh, God. It's the best show ever. I still love it. I remember it fondly. I mean, if you had just said, get back here, fine. But no.
Master Splinter, if he lives, we'll find him. We turtles don't know the meaning of the word defeat.
That's right. We never bothered to look it up in the dictionary.
Don't you guys take...
Oh, it takes us back so much just to hear the voice work. This is the reason why I have an interest in doing voiceover work and stuff for cartoons and video games and stuff because of this. Like, I didn't know that that's what I wanted to do, but I just knew that I wanted to be like the Turtles. And obviously, as I grew up, I understood that it was like, I wanted to do voice work. I do impressions. I mean, they're not very good, but I do. And I've always liked, the idea behind a character and the voices to put into it and stuff like that. And it's the reason why I love animation. It's just me thinking to myself, that would be something I would love to do. I mean, I put myself forward. There was a Time Splitters remake a couple of years back, and I don't know what's happening with it. It's a fan remake. And I sent this guy like a load of voice clips of different voices and stuff. And I'm assuming I didn't get it because I haven't heard anything. But yeah, I mean, because of this show, that's why I love like the doing the funny voices and stuff like that. And now my dream is to do voice work for an animation or video game. It really is.
Anything seriously?
Of course we do.
Like what?
Pizza?
I should have guessed. Oh well. Give me a slice of the bananas and sausage, will you?
Oh, right. Well, honestly, I don't know how this is going to go over. It could be brilliant. People could love it. People could hate it and not want any more of it. And either way is fine. I just thought I would dip my toe in the water and see if people reacted well to this. If you do, fantastic. Brilliant. If not, then again, that's absolutely fine. But I do love the Turtles. I've always loved the Turtles ever since I was a kid. Like I said, I had all the toys and stuff like that. This episode was amazing. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's so nostalgic, just going back to my childhood. I really, really did enjoy it. I'm going to leave it there. I would say the episode had its ridiculous moments. I don't know if it was on purpose or not. I mean, as a kid, you don't pick up on those things, but, you know, like, the turtles can't discover the Technodrome, get back to the Technodrome, or, you know, you become the last thing that you touched, and the last thing that Splinter touched was the turtles, so technically he should have become a turtle himself. But it's stupid and it's fun, and that's all I care about, is that it's fun. The voice work in this is brilliant. Like I said, it takes us back to my childhood. I feel like that 10-year-old boy I was when I started watching this show on Saturday morning TV. It's fantastic. James Avery is iconic as the Shredder, even though I didn't know it was him until I was like 25. But yeah, he did such a good job. The first episode is brilliant, and I'm excited to watch more. If that's with you guys, then that's fine. If not, then I'll just watch it by myself. I don't mind. But yes, I've been the Geordie Nerd. Link is in the description to Patreon if you want to stick in a quid to fund the reactions, or to provide longer reactions that you can watch for chipping in. That's absolutely fine. There's also a t-shirt store for the Geordie Nerd. You get a t-shirt with my animated face on it, if that's something you want. If not, again, totally fine. But if you're new here, please do consider dropping a like and subscribing. And to my subscribers already, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate it. I'll see you all very soon for more reaction videos.